check. It's showing meters. I think it's showing meters. So it is there. Someone said it was briefly. It's still working? Okay. All right. I don't know what happened, but the software moved off of, yeah, cool. Yeah, the software moved off of the input. And so I thought it became unplugged. I was about to reach around back and see it was plugged in. I said, I know it's plugged in. So then I was like, it doesn't make sense. And so then I looked for it in the audio devices, and it was there. And I said, well, it's in audio devices. So if it's in audio devices, it must be there. And then I just checked the software, and it was set to default. And I just changed it to line in. And it worked. It's a Christmas miracle. Okay? Refute that, science. And I'm still 3 minutes early, so. Any cats? No? I like this. This is a patch I made from scratch. It's a scratch patch. Called Tweed Deluxe. I made two. That's me tweed. I'm just gonna save it just to make sure I have it saved. And that's my base face. Of course, the base face a lot more scooped. But I like the tweed. This is a tweedy. A lot more mid-range. More. Yeah, rosewood. The rosewood neck. Just one piece of rosewood. It's basically like their maple neck, but instead of one piece of maple, it's one piece of rosewood. And it's in hot rod red. Yeah, you heard me. Hot rod. Not Fiesta. It's hot rod. Fiesta's a little bit more orange. It's actually got a little bit more white in it, believe it or not. What year is this? I don't know. U.S. Is that a 1 or is it a Z? It's a 1. US 15. So 2015. It's a 2015. Yeah, if I remember correctly, in 2015, was this, and I want to say this and Sonic Blue. Those are the two colors. And limited edition, Hot Rod Red and Sonic Blue. I'm pretty sure it was Sonic. And then later on they came out with Daphne Blue. It's another year run though. Sonic was, I'm pretty sure, the one that came out with this. And then they've done a bunch. They did like an aquamarine with like a dark tortoiseshell pickguard. They've done like the burgundy mist, or they might even call it rose gold for the finish, with a like a silver perloid pickguard and a humbucker single. Again, solid rosewood neck. They made a big size one. It might be a natural or it's a blonde, I want to say. Right? There's a few out there that come with the rosewood neck. And as I understand it, I think you could even just get it from the mod shop. So you'll see some one-offs out there from the mod shop. Just because they could. And they wanted to do it in the color that they wanted. I think I got this in 2016, right? I got this right after I got the green telly. Because I had the green telly and I was like, hey, I should get the matching Strat. And it was down between, the only two colors out at the time were the Hot Rod Red and the Sonic Blue. And I just thought the Hot Rod Red looked much better. I thought it looked wicked hot. And it's I don't know if you can see it in the light. You can kind of see the grain underneath it. They were both a thin skin. I don't know that they're doing that anymore. Might be a big M&M candy shell now. But this is a thin skin finish, which basically means that they save money. Like, we put on fewer coats to make a thin skin because we're going to let it breathe, not because it literally saves us from having to from spray extra coats. It's like, who is this benefiting again? Yeah, right, Ben? Yeah, the telly's nice, too. Hey, what's up, Ronald? Good to see you, buddy. Didn't your wife get one of them for you? Yeah, she got the telly. And then I went out and bought myself the Strat. The old Strataroni. 2016. Oh, this is a 2015, and I want to say the telly's a 2016. You know? We checked out the Epiphone Les Paul 59 with Gibson US pickups. Not yet, but I want to. My contact at Epiphone knows that I'm gassing hard on a few. I'm not going to lie. I'm gassing hard on a few Epiphones right now. The 59 is just one of them. The 59 Epi with I like the aged cherry. I think they have cherry sunburst and like aged burst. I like the aged one, the one with the darker edge. I think that looks awesome. And it's got like all the nice electronics in it. And then basically that V from the Prophecy series, the Explorer from the Prophecy, anything from the Prophecy series, just looking really amazing. You know. I like that second position. So there's one. Well, we can go. Right. And those are the pickups. People are like, when are you going to play it clean? There you go. That one-piece neck. Yeah, it's one piece except for the strip like they do when they do maple. There's a strip of walnut in the back, for the truss rod. Just like they would if it was a solid one-piece maple neck. But it's one-piece rosewood. They were like, there's a ban on rosewood. Ben was like, hold my beer. I'm doing this. Hey, what's up, Dennis Ellis? Oh yeah, Electro Omega, thanks for reminding me. THU is on sale. That's what I'm playing through right now. And this isn't one of their rigs or any of the after purchases, right, that you'd have to make. That's the amp I'm playing right now is included with just THU. You don't have to spend any money beyond that. And it's normally like $300. It's like $299. And I think it's $149. Which is I want to say less than I paid for it. I think I paid $159, so there you go. Joe, if you do like that sound, and I usually keep my patches on my live shows in the description, so you can just go to that link that's on like MediaFire. Just needed a free place for people to download it. So I uploaded it to MediaFire. You can just download it. It's a patch bank, though. It's not a patch. So many people, it didn't work. I'm like, did you load it in the banks? They're like, oh, no, I loaded it in the patches. It's like, no, it's a patch. It's a patch bank. They're like, gotcha. They're like, oh, yeah, no, it works. Works perfectly. I'm like, okay. So, other than THU being half price, which is a pretty smoking deal, I'm not seeing a ton of crazy deals this year. Now, it might be just that stock is low, and I tell you, like last year I was looking for a TV, and TVs were cheaper, or there were more of them at slashed prices. This year, not quite as many to choose from at reduced prices. And they ran out pretty damn quickly. It was, it was sort of interesting. Because we were in the market for another TV this year. So, I go to the websites and I'm seeing a few things out there, but I think the Spark amp is on sale. It's like $235 or something. That's a pretty good discount. If you know anything, throw it in the comments and I'll shout it out right now. So if you know of any good deal, but I can tell you that I'm not seeing any like crazy, You know, first of all, no place wanted to do a quote-unquote doorbuster. It was all like, just buy it online and show up and take curbside delivery. So I just don't think... Yeah, this year it just doesn't seem to be a year for like really big like doorbuster sales. And it might be to keep crowds from showing up. A lot of them were online only because they don't want people to show up. They don't want crowds. We wound up getting a 50. We went mid-tier, so we could have went... So the 3 tiers pretty much for a TV right now are LED, quantum LED or QLED, and organic LED or OLED. Of the 3, OLED is by far the nicest, but it's also by far the most expensive. LED is the cheapest, and QLED is sort of like in between. And we went with the QLED because it was on pretty damn good sale. So it was like under $500 for a 50-inch QLED by Samsung, which we also like because we all have Samsung phones, and so we can do screen sharing very quickly and show photos off our phones onto the screen. So, it was good to go with a Samsung for us anyway. Yeah, it's a strange year to say the least. Yeah, just a 9.5-inch radius. I gotta think so. It's the American Standard. Back when they used to call them American Standard. There's no wheel down at the bottom, like the later models had. It's an Allen wrench through the top. But, yeah, I think American Standard, just like the Telly, that was the American Standard. Rosewood Neck Edition. The neck is darkness, though, man. It is really nice. Darkness. You can really see it down there. Headrush just got a deal by the pedal board. Get something for free. They're throwing in something free. Guitar Center does have a 15% off of $199 and more, but I think they do that every year. And you know what? What I don't like about those is the list of exempted items is so long. Except anything from Gibson, Fender, Ibanez. I mean, it's just like any brand you're even remotely interested, in getting, they're exempt from the coupon. So those 15% off coupons are like if you want strings or something, So. Oh, what are you doing? You gonna turn me? Oh! Look who showed up. Check. Do I still have audio? Yeah. Hell. He may be there a while. Oh no! He's coming back. He's gonna step on my mixer. He's gonna like turn my friggin' sound off. No, no, no! Ah! He's gonna stop my friggin' stream here. I'll tell you one thing. There was a killer guitar on Guitar Center used earlier. I would have bought it instantly if it hadn't sold. It was a classic 50s, made in Mexico, but it was the lacquer one, and it was mint. Beautiful candy apple lacquer with the lacquer neck and the candy apple lacquer body. Single ply, just beautiful V-neck. Those are gorgeous guitars, and they wanted like $509 for it, so that's pretty cheap for the lacquer version. That's a good 150 lower than what the lacquer version would go for. But it also came with a Fender hardshell case, a beautiful Fender hardshell case, and that's a nice little bonus. So between the lacquer instead of the regular poly and the friggin' case, I would have bought it in a heartbeat. But when you click on it, it goes, oops, that page is no longer there. Check out something else. So 15% off all JHS pedals. There you go. V-necks play so well. I'm a fan of the V-neck. Of all the Fender shapes, I think V might be my favorite. Not the only V I don't like is Clapton did a V that was almost like a taunt. It was almost like a Strandberg neck, for Christ's sake. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was so hard in the back. It was like the hardest V you've ever played. But that's like the exception, that they did for him. I have a 54 that's a hard V, and man, it is beautiful. I'll tell you the one I'd get. I'll tell you one right now that I'd get. Fender for a little while made Hot Rod series for the 50s and the 60s. The 50 series is friggin' awesome. It's candy apple, single ply, solid maple one-piece neck with the V, it's a V-neck. But it's like a compound radius fretboard from 12 to 16 or something. And it's got a blade in the bridge, and the other two are noiseless, And it's all like American vintage reissue level, so it's all lacquer, and it's like their high-end guitar. That guitar is one that would interest me, just because it has both modern and it's got everything I like. It's got the V-neck, but unlike my ST54, which has definitely a 7.5 inch or 7 1/4, that thing is that's a round neck on that one. It would be a much more playable, flatter neck for soloing, Randall says, I have a 60s lacquer strutted Fiesta red. Oh, I'm jelly. That's nice. The Fiesta red lacquer color is friggin' gorgeous. That's a beautiful color. Steve, you should be a Fender salesman. Well, I was when I went to the music store. We were a Fender dealer. I sold a few Fenders. Yeah, I'd say, if you want something a little more modern, can I show you a Kramer? Or an Ibanez, really. Do you still have my Japanese SQ Strat? No, I sold that a couple years ago. I sold the Japanese SQ Strat. I never played it all that much. My V-neck is an American 50s or American original. Oh yeah. That's a great one too. I'd like to try the neck on the original. I tell you, that original V with the custom the original Telly, American original Telly series. It's they make a wonderful. I think they make a Fiesta Red, and but they also do it in what is it? Lake Placid Blue, and that Lake Placid Blue one is friggin' hot. My worry is that it's got a chunky neck on it, a chunky C, like a medium to a big C. I don't think they ever did V-necks on a Telly. I think that's a Strat thing. Oh, man. Yeah. Do I have a... Oh, yeah. Say, do I have a delay on this? Love my 89 American made Strat. Yeah, I have a 99. Well, it's really a parts caster, but that green one is the body is a 99 62 AVRI. What's up, Brad? Biggest neck was a 70s Harmony V. Yeah. Well, a lot of those old Japanese ones made the necks big because they were more stable. Thicker neck meant fewer returns because the neck warped. So thick necks were just a thing. Again, that's what made like American technology like so great. It's like we could make thinner necks. I play the Inspired, the 59. We were just talking about that earlier. I haven't yet, but I really want to check one out. The electronics, right? Hey, what's up, Morgan? What's the status on your oil rub neck? They sent me a picture of it. It looked like night and day. They sanded the back of the headstock and it was like a whole different color. They're like, that's what the color of the wood is really like. I'm like, wow, that's a lot lighter. So they're like, yeah, we'll see what we can do to bring the flame out, but no guarantees. I'm like, all right. Okay. off of Japanese sites. You know, I haven't. A friend of mine who's a left-handed player, he does, because it's just so hard to get guitars that are left-handed, and there's just more stock there. But I haven't done it. But he goes to the ones, they pays in yen, and they have to do he pays with a credit card, and they do an exchange. It's like their version of like an eBay, I think. What's up, Michael? What's up, dude? Well, thanks, Morgan. They're going by a little fast. They have a cheap Dean Vendetta. Modded it up a little bit. Hey, what's up, Zach? Ripley says I'm eyeballing a Fernandez from the 80s, but shipping it's like $130 from Japan. Yeah, shipping from Japan is really expensive. Any suggestions for a tube amp in the 200 to 400 range? Not off the top of my head. I would say like a Fender. There's so many Fenders that you could get. You could get a bass breaker that you'd probably be pretty happy with. You could probably get a Blues Junior. You know, those are both going to be in the $300 range. That's why I love that number 2 position. There's so much pop, right? And hold on, let me get rid of the delay. It's so hard. Any holiday decorations? You know, we went and we have the kittens, right? And so with the kittens, hold on, this is getting stuck on my foot here. So with the kittens, they were like, we'll get a tree. We're not getting a tree. Those kittens we'll have a fire. It's like, there's no way we are getting a tree. The first thing they're going to do when that tree comes in the house, they're going to climb to the top of it. No. And the more they saw how just crazy the kittens were, they were like, yeah, okay. So we went out and got a fake tree. And it looks great. Everything is, like a bendable wire, right? So it's all about you. It all comes folded down, and then you take each piece out, and it's like 3 pieces. It's pre-lit, and you bend everything out. That tree is so warped. Those cats have been playing in that tree like it's a goddamn cat tree. They keep pushing everything down. They've made basically several levels that they run up on it, because every time they step on it, their weight pushes the branches down. So, like the tree, I'm like, I knew this was going to happen. So... they were like, yeah, God, we're probably never going to have another real tree. I'm like, not for a few years. I'm telling you right now, they're like, we don't even want to put bulbs out. So we're probably going to wind up putting out, we have a bunch of cat toys. We'll probably just load the tree up with cat toys. And it's pre-lit, so, on Christmas Eve we'll plug it in for a little bit. But I don't even want to plug it in. It looked great for about 10 minutes, and now it's all warped. And, and I've bent them all back out. I said, all right, let's fix the tree. But I got up this morning, and it was all warped again. They were clearly, like, all running through it and playing in the tree. And I'm like, well, it'll stay this way until... till Christmas Eve. By Christmas miracle, maybe the tree will look like a Christmas tree instead of this Charlie Brown Christmas tree. Again, it's just a matter of pulling the wires. It's all wire, what do you call that? Like polyester shards, green shards embedded in, twisted wire. And so, I mean, it's nothing to fix, but you got to sit there and go through it. God, the destruction they can do to that tree so quickly. Yeah, it's cat potage. I'm telling you, it's cat potage. Cat running around with a carrot stuck in a piece of tinsel coming out of their butt. Yeah. Just about THU full, 169. There you go, bro. Yeah. Cat scratch fever. Too intimidated to learn THU? You know what? I'm going to say of all of them, it's one of the easier ones. Another breaking news I can have for you is that I dug around into the new third version of Helix. And it's not as bad. Their patches just need a little bit of work. But some of the patches, like the Chris Buck one, is really good. The problem is that those patches are very complicated with multiple fuzz boxes, distortion boxes, delay boxes, modulation boxes, and reverb boxes. And almost all of them are off. So you get to it, you're like, my God, this patch is so weak. But when you start to turn on some of the boxes, especially more than one at a time, some of those patches really come alive. It's like, wow, this is really good. So I'm gonna work on a video where I do a little bit more with Helix Native 3.0. That was heavy. And yeah, it's just me and the cats. I bought a Big Muff, huh? You know what? I can add a Big Muff to this right now. That's a Tweed Deluxe. That's a Tweed. Tube 9. Diode 250. Treble boost. Brunette Fat Muff right there. Not bad, huh? Was Aljon here? Did someone say? Oh, there he is. What's up, Aljon? Thought I saw green. Oh, Great Vanzini. BC Rich, too. People are sneaking on me. Yeti Mozzie sneaking in on me here. All right, let me, we'll switch out. We'll switch out to me normal sound. That was 30 minutes clean, so don't ever accuse me of not playing clean. Just trying to catch up to the comments here. I don't know a lot of new now. Like a couple tunes. Right. Something like that. What's a good Christmas gift for a wife? I'm stumped. I tell you what, I think it wasn't last year. I think it was the year before. I got my wife, just out of the blue, her rice cooker broke. She goes, you know what, I just want, because we always buy stuff that we need around the house. We rarely buy each other like vanity gifts. It's always practical gifts. And so it was like, what do you want? She goes, I need a rice cooker. And so when I looked up rice cookers, everyone was like, don't get a rice cooker, just get an Instant Pot. Well, that was an instant hit, an instant success around here. She really loves the Instant Pot. But I got like the cheapest one, you know. And at the same time, I also got an air fryer, like one of the big basket air fryers, you know. And that has been, everyone loves the friggin' air fryer. It's like been a huge hit since we got it, because it revives, like, you know, things that you get at restaurants, like French fries or whatever, or it's anything fried, it just revives it in such a way that, it's really hard to compete with, any other method. So, yeah, if you can get away with giving her something like that, or I don't know about your wife, but some wives would be insulted if you get them anything to do with cooking or cleaning or anything like that. But we're way practical around here. It's like, give me a list of stuff that purchases you've been putting off, and like the broken rice cooker, and we'll just fill the gap. It's like we buy nothing after like the middle of, October, if we can, to hold off. Those cats are going friggin' nuts up there. Steve, I'm getting my first Kramer tomorrow. Congrats. Welcome to the Kramer Club, bro. That's club with a K. And 2 B's. Yeah, a bowling ball with your name inscribed on it. Yeah. Ever play the old Kramer with the metal neck? No. We might have had a bass in the store at one point. Basses were pretty popular, but I don't think we ever had the guitar in with the aluminum neck. Yeah, tree down, tree down. This has the fat 50s in it. I really love those pickups. A little bit brighter. A little bit brighter than the 60s, but, very stratty tone. Oh, thanks, Robert. Much appreciated. Waiting for my 59 Epiphone Les Paul to get here. Same here, Aljon. No. Same. We were just talking about that earlier, Aljon, if Aljon's still here. We were just talking about the 59. How it looks. Looking good. We have cats back here? No? All right. And there it is on the couch, exactly. Hey, I'm checking the porch. No, nothing. Just check the porch. It's all right. You know what? They're in high demand right now. Yeah. Yeah. It's all dominant sevenths after the first minor chord. It's my cat's favorite song. That and Cats in the Cradle and Cat Scratch Fever. How many times do I get a hairball on my keyboard? More than I'd like. No, they've been pretty good. You know why? They don't go out. I feel like they're not quite as crazy. Lord knows what my cats who were going out were eating. You know, it's plants. I would see them eating all types of plants, and it's like, get away from them. What are you doing eating that thing? You know, and they'd eat critters all the time. They were constantly friggin' chowing a friggin' bird head. Not the whole bird, just the head. And the and the friggin' chipmunks. My God. It's like, and occasionally mice, but not really. Or maybe they just ate them all. The Year of the Cat. Oh yeah, that's the other one. Hey, Steve, I got THU today, 149. That's pretty awesome, dude. Have you ever tried a Vigier Excalibur? I have not. Is it pronounced like Vigier? A Vigier. I have not. That brand has been around, though, quite a bit. I see them at NAMM. Cat Stevens? I don't know. Do I know any cat? Right. Living on the Nitro Poly. It's the thin poly. They call it the poly thin skin. And if you look at it, you can see the wood grain. I don't know if it'll come out here, but you can actually see the wood grain a little bit. Like I say, thin skin seems like code for saving money. Just knocking down a step. Oh, thanks, Boogie Woogie Creep. We call it the Pauly Shore. What's Up, Pussycat? Jimmy Page played on it. I believe that. That's a total studio, right? Because that's such a British guy, right? Can't think of his name, but you know that guy, Jones. He, he's a studio. That's such a studio gig, right? To play on that guy. Daphne Blue. They make this in a Daphne Blue, I thought. They definitely made it in a Sonic Blue, but I could have sworn they did Daphne Blue. Oh, yeah, Tom Jones. Thanks, Mr. Jazz Fusion. Tom Jones, yeah. It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. What's new, pussycat? Whoa, whoa, whoa. He's had so many. There's a guy I remember from the 70s, big time. Because he had just a series of records, or he was on some compilations. You know? Yeah, I was thinking, mint green, yeah. I could go mint. Take a little bit of the edge off. Maybe. Could happen. I'm not opposed to it. Yeah, this was a guitar that I hadn't played in a little bit because I broke the high E string on it. And then I remembered I had like a pack of 5 high E's because I hate when I do that. You know, you load it up and then you break a high E really quickly. You're like, oh no, I don't want to replace the whole set just for one string. So I just dug it out and threw it on it. So I had this over here. I got that, and I just restrung the Select Strat And I got the EVH. Yeah. This guitar is so bright. That's not even, this is maximum brightness. I'm a little too bright. I roll it off. Much better. Robert, I literally just played Stray Cat Stride. Did you just get here like a minute ago? Hey, if I play it too much, I get copyright struck with the strikes and the copyrights. Am I gonna scallop it? Sure. Steve, you doing a Christmas song? Robert, 2 minutes ago, yeah. Scroll back like 5 minutes or before that. You'll get it. 10 minutes. Do a little live scroll. I was literally just playing it. Steve, you doing a Christmas song this year? I am. Trying to decide on the final one, but I know I'm leaning in a couple directions. I got a good idea of where I'm going. I was joking about the scallop. I thought it'd make you laugh. No, I'm serious. I'm going to do it tonight. Happy? There's my humor. You're still banned. Your Chinese Supreme is beautiful. Yeah, I gave that to my brother-in-law. He's got that one now. He needed a guitar. I said, I got just the guitar for you. Here, you can take it. He was like, whoa! Calm down. And now for the bad news. Have you ever listened to Billy Idol's Christmas song? I don't think I've heard the Billy Idol Christmas song with Steve Stevens playing guitar. It's got to be pretty kick-ass. I don't think I have. Maybe a hero, thanks for this tone. Yeah, this is a stock tone. This is number 13. This is my dual heavy rig. I like using the volume knob. I've really discovered the volume knob. Guitar sounds great. Again, I have the tone knobs backed off like a little bit, back down to like 7, because the bridge has a no-load tone pot on it, which means when you get to the final number, like when you get to 10, there's a little magnetic stop. It like clicks, right, magnetically, and it bypasses the whole circuit. The magnet, I think, makes the circuit. And you completely passed it. And so you have to break away from that to actually even engage any capacitor at all. And without any capacitor, kind of like when you're playing through a Charvel, but don't forget, a Charvel's got a humbucker in it, not a single coil. A no-load single coil? I suppose in a really, like in that Tweed amp, it probably sound pretty good. Because the Tweed amp is just sort of inherently, darker. But yeah, it's a little much. So I always back it off, break it away from the final end. Steve, did you see the sales on THU? Yeah, we were talking about it earlier. It's like, this is it. This is like their best price of the year. If you want the software, buy it now. They may get rid of the sale like on Monday or Tuesday, right? Or sometime this week, the sale will go over. But they very often will bring it back right before Christmas, but it might not be as good. It might be like $10 more. Like, in other words, you should just get it now. I've never seen it cheaper than $149. That seems to be about as cheap as it gets for that software. But you got to remember, it has every amp. This isn't like all those extra stuff that they have to buy. Those are rigs. It's a whole different system. I don't even deal with that. I don't even have to. I'm just playing THU right now with no rigs, and it sounds fine. People tell me over and over and over again that the rig sounds good, so I believe them. See you later, Fret Level. What's up, Grizzly? We need the shame riff for some reason. Someone in trouble. I think I gotta go up a little higher. Around here. That doesn't sound right. Do I have to do it on the 2 strings here? That doesn't sound right. Am I getting it? Feel like it has to be here. And you gotta be. Well, tell you it's hard. That just sounds like you gotta cross it over. Doesn't sound right. It's because it's not crossed over. It's kind of it. Not really. Damn. It's coming out with the note, you know what I'm saying? Huh. Just out of curiosity. It's got 10s on it. And I wonder if it's the humbucker too. Probably needs tuning. We'll try it here. Cross it over. Is it not crossed? Huh. I'm looking for the cross point. That's kind of it there. But it's too high in pitch. That's probably it right there. Not really. It doesn't want to come out, does it? A little lower, maybe? The key is to look for the cross point. Right? See, they're not crossing. Huh. See, normally it'd be like right there. Oh, do you have to be beyond it? Like beyond the point? I've never had such a hard time getting the bell to come out, you know? I'm way out. Hold on. That sounds like the nut slot needs to be fixed. Good, good. Yeah, it's a little too much vibration up there. Select Strat. What's up, Cody? Yeah, it's all stock pickups. Stock. Will you do a Guitars of 2020 vid? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I like the 70. I don't mind the 70s headstock. You know? I have 2 or 3 Strats with the big headstock. Definitely 2. This one and that one right there. I'm trying to think, do I have one more? Maybe. And all the rest of the small. Right? Especially the Strat. Talk about small. Yeah, I don't think any of the other ones. Yeah, Tone King just got a parts caster that has a channel bound neck that looks pretty hot. It's a, I think it's a Jazzmaster double humbucker, but it's the Select Jazzmaster body. It's not the Select neck, but it's channel bound, and it looks pretty awesome. I was checking it out maybe 2 weeks ago. He had it during a live show. Thought it looked great. Yeah, so yeah, my green Strat is definitely small headstock. That's a 62 style headstock. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're all small. The other one's a 50 ST52, the Strat, the green one. What else do I have for Strats? A red one. That's a large one. That's a 70s. Oh, I have the blue one, the Lake Placid blue one. Well, it's like aged Lake Placid blue with the binding of the Japanese 65 reissue. But that's a small headstock too. It's got the Transition logo though. I think it looks pretty cool. Why'd they go to a big headstock? Because CBS bought them and thought people couldn't read the logo. They hated the little spaghetti logo. They're like, no one can read the logo. So they, Fender had already switched to a larger, thicker logo in I want to say 64, 65. And then Fender just made it bigger. Plus, things were kind of going big, right? Even Les Pauls, if you look at the 70s for Les Pauls, their headstock and SGs, especially the early 70s, like everything got really big and outrageous in the late 60s, early 70s. Cars were enormous, lapels and ties were wide, lapels were wide. It was a crazy time. Everybody had long hair. My dad had long hair, which is insane, because that was the style at the time. Everybody grew their hair out much longer, and it was sort of a thing. But from Fender's standpoint, it was just straight up. They just felt people couldn't see it, couldn't see the logo. What's up, Metalhead Hippie? You can get a pinch harmonic out of a 335? Sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. It really has to do more with the amp than anything, you know. Yeah, lots of gold hardware, abalone inlays in the 70s. Cars were big. Yeah, it's like everybody had, everything was just big. It was just sort of the style of the time. Those big headstocks were already pre-CBS offset fenders. Maybe, but not really. They, could have been that CBS just adopted a headstock that they already had, but they wanted it bigger, from everything I've heard. Yeah, my dad, I remember, I remember it was like in like 75 or 76, he was looking at like a 1970 Lincoln Use, and that car was just enormous. My God. Yeah, all the natural finishes in the 70s. The big colors. God, I think we had a kitchen set that was avocado. Right? In the 70s, it was all orange and green. Avocado and, what was the orange color? Like burnt umber or something? Yeah, everything was wood. So true. Like the wood paneling inside cars. Oh my God. In the 70s, fenders have crappy paint jobs. Didn't they crack? Not really. The quality had gone down. The most famous one was their 25th anniversary, which they got this like special, like, pearl white paint that was like going to be like just for the anniversary series. And people complained they didn't like the 3 bolts, so for that guitar they went back to 4 bolts. So it was like the 4 bolts, construction and, the 25th anniversary. And that guitar, like, was recalled. I think maybe 1,000 units, maybe 1,500 units went out, something like that. And they switched to Porsche silver, which they called like 25th anniversary silver, but they literally got it from Porsche. And that was much better paint. And they just sprayed it with the silver paint. And most of the ones you'll see. Now, once in a while, I remember like 10 years ago, I had come across a couple of the white ones. You will find a white one out there. And usually the finish is all cracked from like head to toe. It's like micro cracked all over. The funny thing is you pay for that kind of treatment now, right? It's like ridiculous. But at the time, they were recalled for the aged looking finish. It would age in like a month. It would just crack all over. So they're pretty rare to find a white one. And then the other big one was like right after that, to try and make up for the 25th anniversary debacle, they came out with the Fender The Strat, and that had like a whole bunch of problems that drove the cost up. It had a gold-plated spec, and the price of gold shot up in 1980 and remained high for a couple of years, basically the years of production. And the wiring harness had like this very tricky two-way switch with all these extra things to wire. And I heard it took a very long time to wire those. And so it was killing them in both materials and labor costs. And they lost money on like every freaking guitar. So, those were sort of, and then right after that, so this is sort of like a 1-2 punch on Fender, right? First, there's the debacle with the 79 anniversary that they have to recall and friggin' reissue in a different color. Then comes the Strat, which had quality problems for the first couple of years. They didn't really come out with the guitar that they said it was going to be really until the whatchamacallit there, the third year, 1982. So it was 80, 81, and 82. Really, 82 was the one that was the best of the three. That's what I have. I have an 82. And man, yeah, they were in trouble. And so right after that, they got the first Japanese Strats in, and that was pretty much the death knell. They knew they were in huge trouble, and their quality was pretty crappy those first years in the 80s, and it didn't really get better until like 86 when they finally took over production from CBS and opened their own plant. The Strat, didn't they mess up the headstock? Yeah, they made it way too small. For what so they were using the large headstock, and a lot of people were complaining, I missed the old pre-CBS headstock. So they made the smaller headstock and they put it out on like the lead, right? The lead 1 and the lead 2, and the Strat, they all got the small headstock treatment. But those headstocks are from like, I don't know, worn out jig or like just the wrong thing. No one really knows, but whatever it was, it didn't do so well. I It's right there. But if you compare it like to the real one, it's much smaller. It's just the whole thing is just smaller. Yeah, the HM Strat. Did we already talk about the Christmas deals? We kind of did earlier. You know what we decided, Krellbar? There are none. Other than THU being like half off. There kind of really wasn't Christmas deals this year. There's a nice HM Strat up on Guitar Center used right now. It's got the maple fretboard and the rare raspberry color. I think they want like $850. The problem is it's missing the back plates, and it doesn't say whether or not they have them. And the neck is got some serious natural relicking on the front of it. So I'd buy it, but I just hate those old necks. I bet the new ones aren't nearly as wide as the old ones. They couldn't be. Those old necks were just way too wide. Yeah, no, they've done that for a while now. Mike's Japanese Salem Mike saying the Japanese fenders are now manufactured specifically for the Japanese market. Yeah, they've done that for a while now. They've pretty much for the U.S. market, it's all made in Mexico. You know, that the tier that was held by Japan for years, that tier is now in Mexico, pretty much. What am I playing right now? A Fender Select Strat. These had a list price of like $3,000. Sold about 2,200, 2,300 when they were new. I got it off a Guitar Center used. Yeah, these are pretty much, you know what the equivalent of this is now? The, what are they calling those? The Rarities collection, something like that. Right? They're doing like, I think it's called Rarities, Fender Rarities. And they're doing all these different types like for each year. I think that's pretty much the same, thought behind it. So, and they're all high end. Like the most expensive guitar they make before the custom shop, which is pretty much what the Select line was. I'm out. Are American-made Strats made in Mexico and assembled in the U.S.? I don't think so. Though I'll bet they spray the lacquer down there, because it's probably easier to spray lacquer in Mexico than it is in California. But I don't think so. What model am I playing right now? They did a different model every year. This is the 2013. 2013 Fender Select. Select. You can always tell the Select. It has the Select badge right on the back. Can I get it on the... Yeah. Kind of see it there. And it's got the heavily figured neck. The correct answer is Select. The Select Strat. You know, it's all lacquer. And it's got the channel bound fretboard, which was, I think, they only did channel bound on the Select 2013 and 2014. And then I don't think they did it after that. And then 2015 was the cedar body. And then that was it. The series was over. I think it ran 2011, 2012. Those were really like 1 year was flame and 1 year was like quilt. 2013 was the channel bound with the large headstock and the flame maple. 2014 was the channel bound with the clay inlays and the small headstock and quilt top. And then I want to say 2015 was the cedar. And that was it. And then the series was done. And I think now they call it the rarities. Pretty sure that's what they call it now. What are their value right now? I think if you went on Guitar Center used and you looked up a Fender Select anything, just look up Fender Select. I'm going to think they're between $1,400 and $1,800, maybe $2,000. I think there's a Select Strat up there right now for $19.99. But that's a little bit pricier because it's a prototype. Prototypes get a couple hundred more. Ever listen to some Philip Sace? I met Philip. Phil X introduced me to Philip Sace at the Dallas Guitar Show a couple of years ago. Really nice guy. Hell of a player, too. I caught his set. Him and, you know who else was there playing was, Schofield, Matt Schofield. He sounded great, too. And, of course, what's his name? Eric Johnson did a set, and he sounded fantastic. Actually sold my USA Jackson. Difference in playability was not enough to justify a $3,000 guitar. I hear you. Yeah. Yeah, you don't need to have it. There's a difference between need and want, without a doubt. That rig have a Rockman patch? No. You know who has that is Amplitube. And Amplitube 5 is coming out soon. We'll see what happens with that. I have 4. It came with a piece of hardware I got. It came with the controller board I bought. Free. So you wonder if they're going to offer me. I haven't seen anything about an upgrade price on it so far. But, I don't know. I heard that they completely changed their IR system, so maybe it sounds better. I can tell you that Helix Native sounds better, without a doubt. And I heard it was the same thing. They have a better IR player now, and that makes sense. You know. Happy holidays, Eric. Yeah, it's just an alder body. What makes it cool is the crazy figuring on the neck. And this is the second one I've owned. The first one I had even crazier figuring on the neck. This is the tame one. The other one, which I traded for a Les Paul, actually I would say has even a much stronger figuring all over the neck. Much more prominent bird's eyes, like everywhere. This has them, but not like that neck had them. That neck was pretty insane. Right here? No. I heard something, but it must be the cats because there's no one in the driveway. 8:36, man. This night's going by fast. I started a little early, but did I, though? It was really no sound for the first couple of minutes there. Do I buy IRs in addition to what comes with THU? No, but I know the guys at Lancaster Audio and they send me them. But you know what? I don't really use them, and I'll tell you why. Because when I want to save it as my patch bank and give it to people, people are like, hey, I tried to open that patch and it said I didn't have what was necessary to play. It was missing a file. Yeah, you're missing the IR, right? So I got to be real careful. I have to keep those patches separate in a separate bank. Just so when people download the patch bank, you know, that they're not hitting a brick wall. Does Fender do roasted necks now? I think so. Certainly on some models they've done roasted, custom shop without a doubt. I don't know if they might have done like a special run here or there, but they do them on the Charvel line. They do them on a couple of lines, so they absolutely can do it. I'd like to try the Inspired by Gibson Epi 335. Yeah, the whole Epi Inspired by line looks pretty sick. That and the Prophecy series has got my attention. But yeah, the Inspired line is pretty awesome. For the first 5 minutes, I thought I was watching a Japanese movie. Mouth moving and no sign now. Fender's selling a roasted neck replacement now. Interesting. So I wonder if you went to the mod shop, if they're selling a roasted neck replacement, I wonder if you can just buy a roasted neck as a part of the mod shop. So I know you can get channel bound, and I think you could even get rosewood. So why not also roasted? I'll bet that's a thing. I bet if you went to mod shop, a roasted neck would be an option for a fee, for like an extra, $50 or whatever. What's the advantage of a roasted neck? It reduces the humidity enough that they say that you don't really get the it's a more stable neck, that you don't get the fret sprout ever, that it sort of like crystallizes the like the caramelization process brings out sugar crystals, right? It stiffens the neck up and makes it actually, believe it or not, softer to the touch when you sand it, because because of the way I think it takes out moisture, right? And so the fibers that are left have lost a lot of their volume. So all you got left is density. Yeah, less moisture in the neck. Yeah, flavor crystals, exactly. Tone crystals, bro. I am totally going to register a trademark for tone crystals. Now with even more tone crystals. Our patented tone crystal technology will give you the greatest. Yeah, that's right. Your Les Paul is the baked maple. That's when they were raging against the government for getting caught with the ebony. But they fought the fight for a little bit, and then eventually they gave up. And went back to, I don't think they didn't go back to ebony until, I want to say, a year ago. Before that, it was Richlight. So if you wanted ebony, you were stuck with Richlight for a good, 10 years? 9 years? Something like that. But now it's all back to, if you wanted ebony, you had to get on the custom, you had to get like the reissue, like a 68 reissue, right, to get the ebony. You had to get something that had like a vintage spec to it. But now I think it's all ebony, which I love, They're like, enough of the rich light. We're on to ebony straight up, and I like that. Exactly, tone crystals and essential lemon oils. Exactly. Is Rich Light still okay to have? Nope. No. You'll be taunted. Everyone will call you names. I'll call you Richie Rich Light. Quite frankly, the Rich Light will probably outlast the whole rest of the guitar, right? It's phenolic, right? It's basically, it's a composite. It's resins. Like coriander, it came from the, I thought the counter industry, right? Remember they were doing the coriander nuts? I swear to God, the dude just went to the counter industry. Exactly. How many rich light trees had to die to make that? Putting lemon oil on your baked maple made it very dark. Well, that would make sense, right? It would darken it up. Surprised there isn't more material science in making guitars. Well, guitarists are a fickle group, right? You come out with anything that isn't something that they know and they lose their minds. The closest one I would say is like Aristides, which is a terrible name, but they're all composite. The Aristides guitars. Aristides. They're like it's probably like a rich light fingerboard, because they look like rich light fingerboards. It's that like matte finish to it, and the rest looks like just straight up composites, like a composite neck and a composite body. I don't know much about them, but I have felt them, and they absolutely feel like composites. Oh, so yeah. Aristides guitars feature rich light. Nobody says anything while they shell out 4 to 8 grand. They're pretty expensive. Aristides is not a cheap guitar. That stuff will set that, like you said, 4 to 6 grand. They're not cheap, man. But they seem to have a captive audience with the metal group, with the Chuggly Chug Chugs. Did EBMM start the whole roasted craze? Were they around before that? It might have been EBMM, Ernie Ball Music Man. I don't really remember the roasted before that. The first time I ever heard anything quote unquote roasted was when Gibson went to roasted maple, when they were out of ebony and they wanted a substitute, something that was hard and dense. And the only thing that's as hard as dense as ebony would be, baked maple or rich light. Rosewood is just a little bit different, and they probably feel like because they used rosewood on Epiphone that they were giving people a step down, even though it's really a lateral move, right? All these woods, it's all a sideways move. There's no stepping up or stepping down, quite frankly. It's just a matter of choice. But again, when you offer rosewood on Epiphone, people are like, "Oh, now you're giving me the Epiphone fretboard." We're a fickle group, okay? We're a tough group. So the first time I heard of baked maple was with Gibson. Roasted maple, where they roast the whole goddamn neck, I want to say that was like 3 years ago, and that might have been Ernie Ball. You might want to, yeah, it could be him. Because it would give it that wonderful dark caramelized color, and it would bring out the flames, right? Bring out the flames. Well, it's I just put 9s on this because I just happen to have them, but you can really feel the difference. I usually have 10s. Steve, any fun plans on how you'll be spending them? No, we're pretty much hanging out here. We have the cats to entertain us. We just got a new living room set, which was 15 years in the making. It replaced one that was 20 years old and needed to be replaced about 15 years ago. So it was good to finally get a new living room set. We got a new TV coming. And that's it. We did Thanksgiving here with just our immediate family and my father-in-law, and then my parents and my sister went over there just to split everyone up. Got my first roasted maple neck when I got one of the 42 of Henning's signatures. Yeah, it looked sick. Yeah, that was a cool run, man. I'm coughing here. 12 minutes, man. I'm getting down there. So someone today getting all new black furniture. We can't get leather. My cats are friggin', they scratch it. They have like destroyed our friggin' leather furniture in a major way. Oh my God, anything leather is destroyed. So we got a fabric couch, and so far so good. These are Daddario. These are Daddario. Gibson's coming out with a bald eagle feather fretboard. There you go. I would think they would use talons. Do the eagles have big talons? Yep. Yeah, Eddie slapped his for $250 and copies are going for thousands. That's pretty much the way of the world. If it makes you feel better, the guitar probably costs about $250 to make. It's everyone else in between that's getting paid. I know we need cat-proof furniture. Came across a forum where Strandberg cracked. Maybe they're brittle. I haven't seen that. Though it would make sense if it has too little moisture. You would expect it to crack, especially in areas of low humidity. But they say if you do it right, it shouldn't. You see the back of the neck? Right there. Do. It's got your locking tuners there. Do. Few bird's eyes. Few flambés. Made with real federally protected eagles, exactly. Heard my neighbor cough. Thought COVID, then smelled the weed. There you go. Now the battle is who makes the best guitar strings. I've heard they come out of very few factories. Mostly it's branding. You know, there might be 5 factories out there like Ernie Ball, D'Addario, Dean Markley, maybe 1 or 2 more. Everyone else is just buying their strings and repackaging them. Maybe GHS. There's a few that actually do make them, but everyone else is just a reseller, a brander. That's a sweet Strat, thank you. Plenty of room for the medallion in the headstock, oh yeah. Kind of battery. That's the medallion, brah. That's telling the world. That's select, biatch. Oh, very nice. Channel bound. I thought you sold that one. No, I traded it for a Les Paul, which I still have, and then I bought this one from I've owned 2. This is Select Strat number 2, but you got to remember that it was pretty much the same guitar for a year. So if you have a 2013, it's going to look like this, right? There's some variation in the flames, obviously, but that's the spec, a flame top and the channel bound and, and the humbucker, and that's pretty much the spec for the year. So they do look similar. If you have a 2013, it's going to look a lot like this. Not exactly, but very close. How many cables do you have to plug into your guitar instrument? Well, 1. I only use 1 cable, guitar to the interface, and that's it. So this is a 1 cabler. Do you still have your Ibanez Artist? No. No, I sold that a couple of years ago to someone very special. Quentin, you are wicked, wicked, wicked late. See you, Ripley. We're finishing up here in about 4 minutes. That's true, Eric. See you, John. Yeah, we had a couple of super chats tonight, I think. Right? A couple people. Oh, thanks, Guitar Fret Zone. All right, I think I want to wrap up. I don't see anyone outside, but I started a little early. How long does it say I've been going? But we were... what does it say? Chat rate. Huh. Oh, yeah, 2 hours, 7 minutes. But those first 7 minutes were just nothing. Me going, wait, what? Yeah, I should call it a night. All right, dudes. No, you rock. Did we forget to talk about the Lionel trains tonight? I think we did. All right, so remind me next week. That story's probably a good 20, 30 minutes. We'll talk about the Lionel trains. It's a study in escalation. Let's just call it that. It's a study in both obsessive compulsive behavior and escalation. All right, dudes. I know the trains. I feel like next week we'll have to remember the trains next week. Someone try and remind me next week if you can, because I always forget. And then I'm like, oh right, I meant to talk about the line, but it's a funny story that spins out of control. All right, dudes. No, you rock. All right, we're officially at 9 p.m. Now I feel good about shutting her down. No, you rock. And I'll see you in a week. And I'm going to try and get some videos out this week. This is a rough week. And, with the holiday and everyone, and the kids barely had school, and my wife was pretty much home all week. So it was a little tough this week to get a video up. But we're doing it. We're getting there. All right. I'll see you in a week. Till then, rock on. No, you rock. And don't forget the train story. Lionel trains. All right. Here we go. The O size, the big size, the O trains. All right, dudes, later. I'll see you in a week.